It is so sad and disheartening that we have a bill talking about constitutional amendments, yet it is less talked about by us, the youths and Zambians in general. The problem that us Zambians have is we do not love paying attention to issues of national interest. And tomorrow, when the bill pulls through, it is us, the same Zambians, that are going to be complaining to say we are not included in the formulation of the bill and the changing of the constitution. So the Zambian government has published what they are calling Bill 7 on the government gazette, which is spearheading constitutional amendments, and they've granted Zambians 30 days to go through. So let us take the time to go through and see what is really contained in Bill 7. Maybe we can even talk about it right now. What is really contained in Bill 7? The number of members of parliament elected is going to increase from 156 to 211. You and I know that Zambia has got 156 constituencies, and these constituencies are represented by members of parliament. But if you go back, the president mentioned to say some of these constituencies are too huge, they are too large. That is why they want to divide these constituencies into two. So it is going to raise the number of members of parliament from 156 to 211. We also have a new voting system in there, which is called a mixed voting system. But someone would ask, what does this mean? Most MPs, the 211 MPs we've talked about, will be elected just using the old way, the first past the post system in their local areas, which entails that a member of parliament that gets the highest number of votes is declared a winner in his or her constituency. But there will be extra seats for specific groups. These additional seats will be created for up to 20 women, up to 12 youths, that is, people that are aged between 18 and 35 years, and 3 seats for people with disabilities. So then, how is it going to work? Political parties will get a share of these extra seats according to the number of votes they will get in parliament according to the special proportional representation system. So what that means is political parties that have large numbers of votes in parliament will get more of these seats and things like such. As the number of elected members of parliament is going to increase from 156 to 211, even the number of members of parliament nominated by the president is going to increase from 8 to 10. As we know, parliament is made up of members of parliament that are directly elected by people or voters from constituencies, but there are also members of parliament that are specially appointed by the president. Previously, there were 8. Now, with this bill, they'll come to 10. This bill also wants to establish the same term for members of parliament and local councils, which is a 5-year term. And if the bill goes through, then it will start after the general election. So as we know in the past, the term which the members of parliament had and the one which the councils had was different. Now they want to merge these things. They only want to have a same fixed term. They also want to make sure that there will be no elections close to a general election. So then, what does that mean? By-elections to fill the seats of independent members of parliament and mayors to fill their vacancies will not be held 180 days before a general election. Vacant party seats in parliament and councils cannot be filled 180 days before a general election. Ministers and provincial ministers must resign 90 days before a general election. And they are saying this should be done so as to avoid political parties from using government resources during elections. They also want to come up with a parliament and council break. What does it mean? Parliament and councils cannot sit 90 days before election to do business. Mayor or council chairperson changes. The two-term limit for mayors and council chairpersons is removed. Mayors or council chairpersons will now be elected directly by voters, unlike the way it was where they were elected only by councillors. They also want to tackle the issue of filling vacancies for party seats. If a party MP, mayor or councillor resigns or dies, there will be no by-elections. Instead, the party itself will choose a person who will replace that vacant seat. And this person is going to serve the rest of the term. The age definition has also been updated. Back in the day, according to the Zambian constitution, a child was defined as any person below the age of 16 years. Now they want to elevate it and redefine it to say a child is any person below the age of 18 years. Meaning, an adult is anyone who's 18 years of age and above. Youthful age has also been redefined as being between 18 to 35 years. So in the past, members of parliament and local councils used to work together, but they were not merged together. So under this constitutional amendment, they want to make members of parliament be part of their local councils so as to ease the working of the local government and the national government. The Attorney General and also the Solicitor General will keep their offices and positions even after a general election until new ones are appointed. Election petitions also have to be concluded within a clear time. Also, the rules when a candidate dies or resigns close to an election are also clarified. My fellow Zambians, let's take time to go through this Bill 7 to understand it very well and be part of the governance of our great country, the Republic of Zambia.